Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome to the Hivemind podcast. Except it's not the Hivemind recap. This is Hivemind After Hours, episode 2. Today, we got the two vocalists in Nevertel. We got Jeremy and Raul with us. So, how are you guys doing tonight?
Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. So yeah, this is our Hivemind After Hours episode. We are going to be talking about the album that you guys are dropping next week. Everything on my mind, and just talking to you guys about the band and what you guys are into and stuff like that. So yeah. I'm also here with the normal guys. They're here too. Justin, Derek, Jacob.
We totally weren't making it obvious. So
to clear the air, actually, Derek, you take it.
So we got a Google Doc where we just kind of fuck around and like write various thoughts about what we're doing for the day. And Jake, in the past couple of months, has forgotten to introduce us despite us asking him to. So we kept bolding and unbolding introduce us on the doc and steadily making it larger and larger. And so he's sitting there trying to focus and introduce everybody in like the episode and shit.
I was trying to focus on my thing, and on my second monitor, introduce us is just getting bigger and bigger and bolder and bolder. And I'm struggling to keep it together, man.
The painful thing is that 20 minutes before we hopped in our own call, and he said, "But one thing I forget is always to introduce you guys."
Look, if I gotta make it 128 size font, so be it. It has to get done.
I didn't account for the variable of introducing two sets of people.
That's perfect.
Dude, make it a nice thick font like Akira expanded, bro. That's our favorite font right now.
Big facts. Yo, I was stuck on Arial. You're living in the future. That's all.
In that botched way of us introducing ourselves, why don't you two introduce you guys, band, what you guys do, how you guys came to be, etc., etc.
Socials as well.
Oh yeah, drop the socials.
Before we get into that, actually, Justin, you're getting a little ahead of me here.
What?
If you want to keep up to date with what I didn't finish showing the social media. Hello?
You gotta show the socials.
With that being said, feel free to follow us at HiveMindRadio _ on Instagram and Twitter. Hivemind Radio Recap on Spotify. And follow the boys in Nevertel at NevertelUS on Twitter. And I don't know what your Instagram handle is off of memory.
Nevertel Official.
There it is. That's social media.
Official, but the official ones did.
Now, with that being said,
media.
Justin, you can reiterate yourselves.
Yay. So we introduced ourselves, our socials. Why don't you two go ahead and introduce you guys, what you guys do, how the band came to be, all that stuff.
Yo, Raul, how about you take it?
Oh, sweet. Cool.
I'll pass
Yeah. My name's Raul. I play guitar and rap in the band. Sorry. And yeah, Jeremy, what do you do, bro?
What's up? My name is Jerry Michael, and I sing in the band. And Raul just, also is our producer. Just there's like an extra slash there. He's basically like the producer member as well. He does like all like the majority of the writing, and then like he like even mixes the tracks himself.
He is to you guys what Jake is to us, effectively. Jake does all the we come along for the ride. Jake does all the producing, all that stuff. So we're grateful to him.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
How did the band start?
The band started pretty much, I'd say around 2014. We had all kind of, started doing life and, moving our separate ways. Everybody's going to college, got a girlfriend, I moved to Boston, I got married, and I kind of gave up music for a while. And it all kind of trickled back down to, I went to a Linkin Park concert at the Carnivore Store, and it was just kind of like, watch the show, and I had this like big feeling of like, why the hell am I not doing music, Right. And the two people that came to mind immediately was Jeremy and Alec, and I immediately called them out after the show, and to them I can only imagine that call, because it might be just random as hell. Like, yo, you want to start
Yeah,
a
it kind of came
band?
out of nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
you want
I
to
think
start
we
a
were
band?
like you were texting me like stuff that you were writing when you were in Boston. And I was like, dude, this is sick. Like you were like, I'm gonna make my own solo album, and it was like kind of like Breaking Benjamin style. I remember like getting sent the demos, and I was like, damn, like he's still writing. That's so sick. And then like later I got this call, and I was like, oh, and the demos have been fire. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, yeah. So we
Yeah.
started like that, and it was, it was all virtual for a long time until I moved back down and Alec moved from college back to Tampa.
So when the pandemic hit, it was just kind of easy for you guys to kind of switch to that kind of virtual space.
Yeah, it was no different, bro, because it's like that's what we've always done, It was a little challenging in other ways because, I don't know.
It was the same mentality but new tools.
Right.
You know?
There it goes. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it was
I bet
the exact same
easier.
thing we were used to. Yeah, it was like the concept of what we were doing like made sense to us. It was just like, all right, how do we use these new tools to get to that point and to get us there quicker than we could have gotten in 2014, like emailing like parts back and forth or you know what I'm saying? And now like we can just pull up a plugin and Raul can stream his entire session in real time to me. You know what I'm saying? And I can just hear it while he's writing, and I can do the same to him. And like we can just get in our own microphones and have all of our vocal effects up and just be recording and writing that way. It was just like a no-brainer. And then that with coupled with being on Zoom, it's like basically you're in the same room as somebody.
Yeah.
For some more bands of your size to maybe smaller bands, what kind of equipment do you guys use to do kind of virtual sessions like that?
We're very driven like home studio, just kind of how we were talking before the interview started, just kind of like our interface. And we use like what Jeremy was talking about, the VST. There's this plugin called the Audio Movers, and you can literally share the audio completely. So if I'm working on a session, I can share my audio to Jeremy, and he can write from his end and hear exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, like
but it's like a 1 second
shit.
delay. It's like a 1 second delay, so it's like as close to real time as you're gonna get. Like I don't know if there is a platform that does real time right now. I mean, that'd be even better because then we could, I could be recording something as I was playing it even, and it could be real time. That'd be crazy, but
oh my god, we could record at the same time.
And, in real, that would be game changing.
Give it 10 years, it'll probably happen. To be honest,
yeah.
I've seen it with Twitch though. Like if you look at Twitch, you can. Or no, it wasn't Twitch. It was what was Twitch's competitor before
Mixer.
it basically fizzled out?
Mixer. Yeah.
Mixer had done it. They had actual true live stream like lives. Like you could be live to like the real time to what the creator was doing.
Mm-hmm.
If they just did that for Audio Movers,
that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
that's all I'm saying.
So maybe not even 10 years. Like honestly, probably sooner.
Yeah,
than that.
it could be. Yeah, it could be applying the same technology that's there to something different. That'd be really cool.
You gotta imagine what it costs, though. I'm pretty sure it's gonna cost like
Yeah.
an arm,
Oh,
arm and a leg in like 5
Yeah.
years.
It's just gonna cost an arm and a goat, dude. That's all. I thought that's where you were going.
Yes, common measurement of costs.
Yeah.
Common,
How
arm and
many
a
is
goat,
this?
bro.
About three goat, 4 goat.
Oh god.
Yeah, 2.5 arm.
2.5 arm, 4 goat.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Dude.
So,
Alright, so okay,
well, I was just gonna say that, like, Raul, you mentioned that, like, when you were at the concert, the first people that came to mind, like, one was Jeremy. Had you guys like done stuff musically together before?
Oh yeah,
Like, all
yeah.
this started.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we were all in bands, like all throughout high school. We were in and out of bands, and it was funny because like the roles that we play in Nevertel are so different from what we played before,
Yeah.
I was the drummer of the band always. Jeremy played guitar in the band, and then Alec kind of always stayed in the guitar realm, but
Yeah.
it's just so funny that like if you would have told like 14, 12-year-old me like, yo, you're gonna be like rapping with Jeremy on stage with like you guys are gonna be the vocalists, I would have been like, you're stupid. You're stupid. Like what?
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy pitch to our younger selves, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've always been in and out of bands, so like yeah, they were just I guess the guys that I felt the most comfortable with that I could, I feel like there has to be that level of, you got to be comfortable and like brothers, you know what I mean? Because when you're writing music, it's like you get you get vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I feel like that's one of the things that makes it work. I mean, even like for us too, like on
Yeah.
a on a much smaller level, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a
that-
like a brotherhood that goes into this. Yeah, that's involved in this.
Yeah, you
Right.
gotta have that chemistry.
Right.
And you know what? I feel like I kind of transitioning over here. That's something that you can really feel in the new music. We were lucky enough. The podcast was to be given access to the new Nevertel album early by Jeremy and Raul, and we all got a chance to listen to it.
Got you.
That shit bangs. I'm just gonna put that out there. I will be
Let's
the first
go.
to say that I think I dropped it in the chat that we all have like just for the podcast the other day, but like this album has like officially made me a fan of Nevertel. And like I'd been exposed prior with the Deep Down EP, which I'd listened to, and I'd listened to Cold ever since I came out. But now like I really feel like sold and emotionally invested in the music because of, like you were talking about, with that chemistry and that brotherhood. That's something that I feel really reflects in the new album. And so like because you guys are connected, that's coming out, and now I feel connected to the album, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's something I can feel.
Dude, that's so
That's
sick.
crazy.
Thank you so much, man. Wow.
Yeah,
I know.
that's the coolest thing
I
I
love
feel
it.
like I've heard about the record so far.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's-
Yeah,
One
not
thing
very many people outside of the band I feel like have heard it, so it's been like, except for like friends and family that are already
Right.
sort of, emotionally invested in our lives and, view us in a different way, so this is really cool. We haven't really gotten to hear like feedback like this from anyone outside of like the circle we've
that's good to
shown.
hear.
Yeah.
I've been kind of following you guys since you guys released Deep Down.
Mhm.
Wasn't quite invested too much. I think when I first heard you guys were like on Montage Rock or something. But
Yeah.
when you guys put out All Good, that's when I started like thinking, I think this band's probably going to be like on my radar now.
Yeah, I remember All Good was the first song you sent to me from them, and that song is still arguably my favorite song from y'all.
It's really good.
It's in close contention with one song from this album, which I will get to later. But All Good hooked me, and it has stayed on. It is stuck with me through time.
And
Dude,
into the album as well. There's a lot of genre bending in this album. I will say that up front. There's a lot of different genres going on with this, and I really like that. I can run through the entire album, and everything will seem fresh. There was one complaint we had back, dating this a little bit, when we did the April recap, the Holding Absence album. That, kind of dragged on because a lot of the songs kind of felt the same. This, 9-track song or 9-track album, everythting feels different. You're getting pretty much like an ounce of each different genre of like rock or a little bit of rap. Yeah, I feel like that is this album's strongest suit.
That's
It's because
awesome.
it feels cohesive,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Like
totally.
even with all those different styles, it feels like one complete package. Because there's plenty. I'm thinking back to that. What was that? That In Heart's Wake album from last year, where it kind of just felt like an amalgamation of of different genres in a way that felt like
Maybe a more recent example would be A Day to Remember.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that album.
Oh yeah. That record was dope. That record was good. It was
The-
longer than I was expecting, but yeah.
yeah. But it like
Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry.
no, you're good. I was just gonna say like that one to me at least felt a little bit more disjointed, whereas with this it doesn't. It feels like one package, which I feel like really just adds to the album as a whole. I don't know. Do we, the four of us here in the Hivemind, do we all share the same favorite song? Now that we've
No.
had time with the
I
album.
don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Here we go, dude. Let's go.
Jake, hit me with your favorite.
No, my loneliness by far.
Okay,
yeah.
Justin.
Dark Cloud.
Ooh.
Hey, all right.
That's
yeah,
a shocker.
good choice.
That's news to me. That
Shit.
is
Yeah.
news to
I
me.
torn between two, but after listening to it about an hour before, I made my choice.
Jacob,
I'm
what's
telling
your
you,
Dark
favorite?
Cloud hits.
New friend.
Okay, so Jacob and I are on the same wave. Your friend's my
Let's
favorite.
go.
That was
that's
up
a
there
pretty
with
good
me
range.
in Dark Cloud. I just couldn't choose between the two until
Yeah.
about an hour before this.
I am still not convinced.
Yeah.
I am still a believer that Everything in My Mind is going to be your favorite song from this album a month from now.
Don't call me out on that.
Bro, you have
know it's
hyped
true.
up that song way too much over the past, I don't know,
did,
8
and then I
months.
heard the rest of the album, and I'm like, it's all just so good.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting some sus vibes out of you right now, Justin.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
That's
saying, bro.
But yeah, what is your guys' favorite song, Jeremy and Raul?
Oh wow. Oh, I
Jeremy,
think
go
if I
first.
had, yeah, I'll go first.
Oh.
I think if I had to choose one, I go back and forth all the time, but I don't know, dude. There's just something about Back on Me that just like I love so much. Like that was the song when we first wrote it. I was obsessed with it, dude. Like I listened to the demo like 300 times with no lyrics on it. Like I would just listen to that song so much in like, you know, the demo version in our Dropbox in my car, and just hearing it fully realized with the lyrics and everything, and the master, just like, I don't know, hearing that song done, it was like, that's what was my idea of what I thought like future rock could be, like this mixture of like, you know, future. When me and Raul were talking about the song early on, we wanted it to be like a really like, you know, future sort of like rock, EDM, hip hop hybrid, and it was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, the story and the way it got there was so crazy. It's my favorite song, I think.
I feel like Back on Me and Holding On are like two of your guys' like instrumentally just best songs, and the fact you know put them at the start of the album really opened the album to, you know, something good.
Fuck. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
what about you, Raul?
after Raul threw you under the bus and made you go first,
Yeah.
he has to give himself some time.
I know I did. I
Yeah.
was literally, as Jeremy's talking, I'm walking back and forth. I'm like, damn, which one,
Yeah.
bro? I'm like, Raul, come on, bro. Think. Man, I don't know, dude. I think I have to always go. I love Back on Me. Jeremy, just the same reasons, because it just came together so fast, and it's an awesome song.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just going to roll with the Everything in My Mind, the song, because just because it just encompasses what this record is. I feel like, you know, it's just like, it's literally when we sat down and we were so scatterbrained that we wrote a song that was so scatterbrained. Like from the instrumental, the lyrics, just kind of how it all goes wacky. And I don't know how the hell we made it connect in a way, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I always go back to that song and I sit there, I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like, how the hell?
How did we get here?
Yeah, I was like, why? Like, how is this a thing? But yeah, I'm really proud of that song. So
was that the first song on the
production
album
on
to be written, since it is the title track?
It was, but we didn't know it. You know, like that was supposed to be a single, just like kind of like one of those, just like we were at a point in the pandemic where we were just like working and we were just like, bro, we got to put out something. You know what I mean? Like we got to work on something. So we started working on that song, and it just felt so crazy that when we finished writing it, it was just like, whatever, man. Like this is so wild. I don't know if anybody's gonna like this.
Yeah.
Let's just put it out, you know. And
especially most of our fans carrying from like deep down, it was just such a switch, you know. Like we still hadn't gotten a lot of like fans that were maybe, I guess, into like the more no reverse style sound yet.
Yeah. So and then that came out, and we started working on a project, but then we saw what Everything in My Mind was doing, and we were just like, bro, these songs lyrically can all connect, and that's how, you know, this project came to be.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, I was definitely curious on like how that being like the first song like kind of shaped the rest of the album process. So it's neat.
Yeah, I'm sure even from the release structure, you guys can see that, because we released it so much farther ahead of like the album cycle, because when we released it, we like figured out what it was supposed to be, and then just like built everything around it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we put it on the record, but we didn't even think the record name would be Everything in My Mind. It was this blank. It was this record is something. We'll figure it out soon. And then just one day it was just like, you know what? No, this shit is Everything in My Mind. Like this record is that. Like it's
No, it feels like a very fitting, all-encompassing title, especially if you were going to name it after like one track on the album. I feel like having heard the album a couple times and like looking at all the rest of the singles, I think you guys made the perfect choice. But
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it has that ADHD vibe to it,
Yeah.
Because like if you can tell from like the structure to production, how it's like rapidly switching to things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like from Back on Me switching to that EDM, and then All I Need switching to that hip hop thing at the end. It's like that's kind of how you are when you're just like in your own head. You're like thinking of one thing and thinking of the other, and just
that hip hop ending piece at the end of All I Need threw me off guard so hard the first time I heard it.
Yeah, that's what influenced those, because that's such a a shift. Instrumentally to how that song like started out being. It works. It's a good song. But the fact you say it's based on kind of like the ADH like D sort of thing, that makes sense.
Yeah, that one, that was all, either you were gonna like, whoever listened to it, I felt like either they were gonna love it or they were gonna hate it. So
it's one of those things that like I feel like you have that initial gut reaction, but then you listen to the song more and you kind of just get used to it.
Yeah.
That's definitely how I felt, at least.
When we talked about it when it was released, we all thought, if the rest of the song was just that part before that shift, this probably would have been the best song of the singles. But in the context of the album, I think it works much better. That it has that sort of shift.
Yeah.
Well, especially hearing you guys' insight like on it and the creative process behind it. Like I feel like that. I actively, after this is all said and done, I want to go back and listen to the album again, like with that in mind, and like keep that kind of headspace going and see if it influences. I might end up with a new favorite song by the time all said and done. Who knows? I think there's definitely
it'll shift on you, dude. Yeah, it'll shift. Like it shifted for me. I'm sure it shifted for Raul. Like any different day, I could probably choose a different song, for a different reason. But I think that's how it'll be.
I might be a lone outlier in saying that No My Loneliness is probably not getting topped for me anytime soon. There are very few songs that have resonated with me so fast that like that song did for me.
Yeah,
dude, I'm so glad that like connected the way that it was intended. Man, that song was like really.
I've mentioned it a couple times in our recap episodes, but I've created a scale of Talk to a Friend energy. So Talk to a Friend by Slaves was one of my favorite songs of last year. And now I have started ranking songs that have that type of emotional, sad post-hardcore energy based on a scale of, does this song have Talk to a Friend energy? Yes or no, and how much of it? And Know My Loneliness has significant amounts of Talk to a Friend energy to me.
Yeah, dude, that's dope, because I love that song. That song is so sick. Yeah. Dude, that was 100% a product of like the pandemic, bro. That was like...
it makes sense.
When you're thrusted into like, I was thrusted into basically being off of work for like 2 weeks. Because like there was a time, I think for pretty much everybody, where like everything just sort of shut down for a couple weeks, and you were like out of work. Yeah, so it was at that time when I had to like balance everything, like writing and then like just being a normal person, trying to like it was crazy. I think a lot of this was written in the context too, like gone back and touched up with the pandemic in mind too, just like how sort of we've been feeling and venting and thinking and shit.
I was gonna you kind of answered half the question for me. I was gonna ask like what in terms of like lyricism and like overall themes, like what influences and experiences did you guys pull from when you were writing the album?
Damn.
It's sort of just like it really was what we were going through. Like when I started writing lyrics for everything in my mind, it was literally born from a place where I was like, I don't know what to write about, and I feel like I can't write anything. Like there's like this block in my brain that like won't let me move past. So I was like, I just sit down and I wrote about like how I don't know how to write a song. That's essentially what it was. And then I like scaled back how like, because I made it a little more about like not being able to write a song, and then I scaled it back a little bit to sort of like fit a little more broader scope. And like that was something I was actually going through, and this was a process of I think more or less writing what we were going about in that moment. Whereas like with Deep Down and some of the songs, I think I wrote about things in my past or other stories that I had like heard from other people. But like when we wrote All I Need, Raul, you remember we wrote that like pretty much right before we like wrapped up everything.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah, we wrote that one lyrically. Like we wrote that one I think like 4 times, and we just wrapped that one like up recently. But it was basically all what we were going through, kind of like in the general vibe of the pandemic and a little bit before.
Yeah, writing lyrics for this record was just vibes of just what we were going through in the moment.
Right.
Remember that day we were writing everything by Mind's lyrics, Raul? We were literally, I think we were writing some lyrics as we were tracking it too, right?
Yeah, those are, and honestly, like I remember sitting down writing those lyrics, and those are my freaking favorite lyrics, bro. Like, oh my God. Because I just love that we sat down and, bro, it's like we had a conversation of what, when Jeremy started writing that concept, I couldn't have related more. You know what I mean? Because like there's times that I couldn't write and I felt like people were counting on me, or, you know what I mean? Like if I couldn't deliver this sort of product, I felt like I failed. So, when that concept got brought to me, I was like, oh my God, let's go. Like that's just so easy to write about. So when we finished everything, and I think that's why I chose Everything on My Mind as well, is because lyrically to me that thing just bangs. Like I just love every line. Like we put everything into every line, every production piece, all of it. Sorry, I dove off the deep end. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, absolutely. No, that is almost exactly what I would hope that every band would do during this pandemic, right? Like take the time to reflect on everything that's going on right now, especially in a time that's obviously so hard for the music industry as a whole, And so like I'm very excited to see like in the future what bands are coming out with, and hopefully they've gone through the same sort of reflective process, I guess would be the way I'd put it, like you guys have, because if their end product is anything like this album, I mean, I will be very happy.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, dude. That makes us so happy to hear.
Yeah, for real. It does.
So I guess we talked about like lyrical influences. In terms of just like overall musically, what were your influences? Like what bands? Was there anything that you were listening to and like gravitated towards during that writing process that kind of like draw inspiration or help the writing process go along?
Yeah, Raul has a lot of really good influences there that he went for, especially for like some songs specifically. So I'll let him take that one.
Yeah, I think we just were all influenced by so many different things that I don't know, it's crazy. But for me personally, I think a lot of the songs were influenced by Bring Me the Horizon. Obviously, it was like top 3 for me. Chase Atlantic, we love their vocal production.
Yes.
Chase Atlantic.
Yeah, exactly. You're 2 for 2 right now. Keep it going.
Big influence on us. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if I dive into the hip hop realm, like it's Joyner Lucas, Logic. You know what I'm saying? Like, just there's so many influences. Billie Eilish, like All I Need. If we reference All I Need, what inspired All I Need is Bad Guy. The ending of Bad Guy, the switch up on Bad Guy.
Yeah.
That ending, that influenced the idea for All I Need, the ending of but then it also got influenced by Drake's Nonstop, because like the way I'm rapping it, and it's just like an 808 with like drums. It's just so crazy. I remember
formulating this, Yeah,
it's just like so many artists, man. There's too many to fucking say. But those were like,
what was that one like EDM artist that you listened to for the Back on Me for the vocal effects? You even referenced something crazy for that too. Like
what's his name, dude? Oh my God, RL Grime.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
RL Grimes. A lot of EDM.
In a while.
We referenced that for Back on Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like 7 for 7 on references right now. I am beyond happy.
Dude, it's like you listen to the music that we made and you literally get it. Like you get all the influences and what we love, and you're just like, yep, that's what's going on in my brain right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like going through the album in my head, and like as you're listening to this, I'm checking them off. Like, yep, I hear it.
Yeah.
Especially Chase too. Now that you've said that, like in retrospect, that makes a ton of sense.
Man. Yeah, Dark Cloud, like when Jeremy wrote the chorus melody for it and I heard it on like Dropbox, bro, instantly was like, oh my God, this is Chase Atlantic, but rock. And I was like, fuck yeah, like, let's go. And I was so hyped on that one.
Dude, you could honestly like reimagine that as like a Chase song, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like take that, put 808s on it and make it like it's crazy.
Right.
Like
we get Nevertel reimagined sometime soon then.
Always.
That's the always. We're always open to it, man, because we love doing it. You know, we love like taking songs that we had put out and like finding new ways to release them or perform them or bring out a different emotion. You know, it's like that's really cool too when you feel like you're strapped creatively and you're like, I don't know what to make. And you're just like, let's do something that I feel comfortable doing. Like, let's just take a song that I already know that I'm already good at singing and we wrote and do something different with it and cool and get me excited about, you know, music again. That's like sort of what Reimagine does. I feel like when you're like tapped creatively, you're like, all right, let's go back to something that we've already done and make it cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, that's super sick.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, would you say that like listing those influences, is that like what you're looking for in music nowadays? Like what would you say is like the biggest thing that you're looking for, just in general, like new music that you listen to, and like also too, like would you say that your perception of music has changed at all? Like now that you create and release music, like has that influenced the way in which you listen to things?
Oh yeah, dude. I hate the way it influences me. I think Rob probably agrees.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't just enjoy a song the way I used to. Like, I still enjoy music. Don't get me wrong. Like, I hear a good song and I am like, that thing is on repeat for a week. You know, like when I hear a good song, I'm like, man, a song is like a really good melody helps me. I think recently there was like a Miley Cyrus song that was released, Prisoner. That song, dude, I had that on repeat for a week. It's just so catchy. The vibe is dope. Like, that's kind of like a lot of music that really gets me to like replay it over and over again. But it's like, I don't know, dude. It's difficult to say. I think it's a little bit of the production. The melody has to be like seriously something that can get stuck in my head like forever. And that really like sort of like separates a song for me and like most people. But I think also just like overall production and mix, like if something that just kind of like pushes the lines between genres too, I get really interested in.
So you're looking for more like nuances, I guess, that you wouldn't have before.
Either like nuances and something that's kind of crazy that we could use to reference for a song, or something that's like super super catchy, even if it's dumb, you know, like like even if it's dumb catchy, you know, like you know, some of the Lil Nas stuff, like Old Town Road, is dumb catchy, bro. It's catchy, but it's like dumb catchy, bro. It's so good.
Yeah.
Transition off the.
Cool. Did you want to transition? Or?
Yeah, I'll go for it. Transition off the album. One last question. Were there any songs from like Deep Down that carried over to the album, or is there anything you're still kind of like keeping close to the chest for a future project? Do you usually like keep stuff like that on the back burner, or are you guys just, you know, work on one thing, release that, work on the next thing, so on and so forth?
From Deep Down? Dang.
No, not specifically from Deep Down. Just do you guys keep older material and move it on to the next project, or is it you know, you work on one song at a time and then if it becomes a project, that's how it happens?
Yeah, dude, we have so many songs, so many demos, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah.
That we just keep locked away. For example, Everything in My Mind was a product of that. You know, it was literally I'd say a minute and 20-second song idea, and we saved it for a long time until we went back to it, and it was like, oh yeah, this is tight, let's revive it. So a lot of times that's how songs happen. Like literally yesterday I was talking to Jeremy about one of those, you know what I mean? There's just all these songs that we have in the vault that in the moment or in that second, like I can't see it, you know what I mean? So I step away and then I'm like, okay. And then there's just one day, there's days that I'll just go through our Dropbox folder of just demos, you know what I'm saying? And I'll just find gems, bro. And it's like why haven't we finished this? And then it's like, you know what I mean? And then that's the moment that kind of sparks that where I'm like hitting up the dudes, and then they're like, oh, yo, I forgot about this. And then, So we'll dive in on stuff like that. And then some songs like Back on Me, for example, just start and they finish so fast. Like we had one of those happen the other night. It's a demo that me and the guitarist Alex started working on, and it's just like it's moving so fast, and I love that when that happens. But then there's also songs that we grab that are just kind of in the vault and we just kind of rebuild.
All right, so yeah, I think at this point we've talked about like most of the songs on the album, at least in some capacity. So I guess let's start like change subject a little bit. 2021, COVID is kind of on the downfall. This could be like a big comeback year for the music industry. So I guess where do you guys see yourself at the end of the year, or like for the rest of the year? Like what plans do you have, I guess? If you can release anything, that is, or spill any of the beats.
Yeah. We're as an open of a book as we can be, you know, since we are an unsigned band, we don't have a label. Like we try to keep things back just for like excitement, you know, because we want people to like experience things like without any idea that's coming or happening. Just because that's what we love about bands. But you know, we've talked about it. We've like we tossed around the idea for a little while, you know, of doing a live stream. That's something that's not like off the table totally, but it's not something that we're like, you know, gunning for, because we were originally thinking to do that, you know, and thinking to drop it around the time that people would just be touring anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, should we just focus on touring? So I think a really big goal for us, because as we haven't really toured at all as Nevertel yet. Since the band started, you know, right around the time that it would have been good for us to start touring was when the pandemic hit, and you know, it kind of put us like a year behind. But I think that's our biggest goal now is to get on a tour. You know, like we will have like a record and something fresh to sort of like go out with. But you know, it's all about like also picking up something, you know, at a good time. So I think we're in a place now to start looking for those opportunities, given the sort of online presence that we have right now, and socials, Spotify, and like our catalog. So I think that's a big goal for us. I think Raul might agree. Do you have anything? Do you think that, you know, that we're targeting other than like touring? I think is a big thing for us to hit like within the next year or so.
Yeah, that's a good one, because I think we've been always wanting to do that, and you know, COVID really messed us up with that. But that's a big goal for us this year. I think always too. I think one thing that we could always say that we're doing is just making more music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're always just, I don't know what it's going to be, or if it's going to be a thing or a project or a release or a single, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but, you know, always putting out more music is a big goal for us too, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and kind of growing our presence a little more online would be something sick.
Yeah.
To do too. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's, our mantra now is to sort of just like don't really like wait on music for a while, you know, like get something solid, put it together as quickly as you can when the ideas strike, and like put it out and move on to the next, because we have a habit of sometimes, like Raul was saying, like keeping songs in our Dropbox too long, listening to it like 6 months later and being like, this is the sickest thing I've ever heard. It's been worked on, like, you know, like so it's a big goal for us, is like, yo, let's just drop more. You know, like we're an independent band. We don't got to run anything by a label. Like, let's just get out of our own way. Let's get out of our own way and just let sort of stuff flow like how it was, and just, you know, release whatever it is. If it's a record, cool. If it's an EP, cool. If it's a single, whatever. We're just in the moment of like creating stuff and, you know, keeping up the releases as often as we can with still putting out quality. You know, that's one thing you don't want to sacrifice, but I think we're trying to hit that balance.
Going back to touring, do you have any bands that you would love to tour with or dream of touring with?
yeah, Raul, you go ahead, you start unless you want me to start.
You start, you go.
Okay.
You can only throw them on the bus once so many times, right?
Yeah, I know.
or in your guys' context, maybe also do like a live stream with.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is cool. Yeah. I did just see, Raul, I don't know if you saw it, but Don Broco just released a new track.
Yup.
I gotta listen to that. I gotta listen to that.
It's sick. It's sick.
Watch it with the video.
Good,
Watch it
but
with the
it's
video,
good.
Raul.
Video is incredible.
I was
Yeah, video
perplexed.
is incredible.
I was
It's
very
done by my
perplexed.
favorite director of all time, bro. No,
Let's
sorry, it's not that
go.
one. Actually, it's not that one. It's not. Actually, I think it. I don't know. I think I'm confusing videos right now, but it's so good. But yeah, I think Don Broca would be a really cool one. They're definitely an influence for us. I'd say not super huge. That was more of an influence for All Good. Just the sort of like, you know, the octave, like one string, like, you know, guitar riffs. We're like, all right, let's do something like that for All Good. But that would be a cool one. I don't know if we'd actually mash up together really well, but I mean, they tour with Issues, so you know, who cares?
Yeah,
Like, tour
who
with
knows?
us.
Yeah, who knows at this point?
Who cares? Who cares? Tour that, whatever. Put us on your tour, whatever.
Yeah.
Chase Atlantic would be dope. That'd be really cool. Again, I know we're a little heavier for them. I think there's some songs we could play to get away with a 4 or 5 song set, you know? Especially if we drop something else that's like a little, like that has like songs that are a little lighter. Like I think we could definitely fit on an opening slot. Bring Me the Horizon, of course. You know, I think Raul's gonna be like, "Yep, that's mine. Yep, that's mine." But like, obviously, Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon is a big one too, dude. Like, I would love to tour with Bring Me the Horizon. And on the flip side, I think Raul would also love, like, we'd love to do a tour like a rapper. I think that'd be really cool. It's probably less likely because we do have some heavier stuff. But I mean, I know there's some rappers that are into like heavy music, so it's like not really outside of the realm of possibility for certain people. Like,
yeah, there's like some other rap rock bands, like From Ashes to New, probably one of the more notable examples. I think.
Yeah,
You guys would
I've heard a lot about them.
You guys would probably fit
Siler.
Yeah.
Siler.
They're getting ready to come back, bro. Are you ready?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm so fucking excited.
I'm so excited, bro.
Yeah.
I've been missing them so much.
Yeah.
They were a top for us. They were a big influence on us for a while when they were around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all have been filling that Siler-shaped hole in my heart recently, in the best possible way.
Means a lot.
Oh, dude, that means a lot. Yeah, I miss that, dude. I want it filled.
Yeah, I want to fill it too. Yeah,
I want it filled by Siler, bro. I can't hear my songs the same way you guys hear. Me and the band. Me and Ralph talked about this. We're so jealous of you guys getting to hear the record for the first time and not knowing anything that went into it, bro. We're so jealous.
Yeah, like I wish
I want to hear that.
I want to erase my brain for the day that it comes out and just listen to it again.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, this song sucks. Why the fuck?
Right? Sometimes I have those moments of clarity where I listen to one of our songs randomly on like just a random day, and I'm like, this is fucking sick, dude. I was like, this is so dope. You know, and then like most of the times I just don't listen to it because like you end up just critiquing yourself when you listen to it.
Yeah, and it's like
I should have sang it this way. Yeah, it's like, oh, I should have sang it this way. I could have sang it this way. I could have changed that. This melody isn't as good. You know, it's like that's how it usually goes. So I don't.
Right.
Me and Raul don't typically listen to music after it's out.
Yeah.
Too much. You know.
Gone.
But it really slaps in the car when it's a Dropbox and it's a demo, dude. Then it's like every day.
Oh, then it slaps.
100 times in the car, like it's 3 a.m. and I've jammed the song like 30 times already.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Hype levels off the roof.
Through the roof, yeah, dude. Yeah. That's how it gets when you get like a song that's like that you hear a lot of potential in. You just can't stop listening to the demo of it because you know what it could be so clearly.
I don't think I can fully relate to that, but when some bands post like little teasers of songs on social media, there's been a couple of times where I get so attached to those teasers that like I hype myself up an unreasonable amount. I think probably the most notable example recently would be Rivals with Fake Rich. When I heard that teaser, I was like, holy shit, this like they're really about to drop like maybe a top 10 song of the year in the last few weeks of the year. Like, goddamn. Like,
that's awesome.
I love Rivals. They're one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, they're dope. Yeah. They're dope. I've checked them out. They got some killer shit.
Raul, I wanted to ask you too. Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have anybody like in particular that hasn't already been said that you'd like to tour with or work with in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah. Work with artist wise. Damn. I think I would love to work with Mike Shinoda. I've always been thinking about that lately.
Ooh.
I don't know. I would love for him to produce. I want to, like to be in the room and just like help us produce a song. Artist wise,
do one of his live streams. Make a beat and send something on one of his live streams. He's literally been, dude. This is your chance. Honestly, here's the pitch. All right. He's been doing live streams where he gets submissions from people that are in the live stream, like the followers and stuff like that, and he chooses one song based on sort of like, I guess, like a little bit of the community's reaction of like which song is like really the top tier, and then also based on like what he hears from those ones that are considered top tier. I know Raul would make it to top tier 100% if Raul submitted anything. It's no question because we've already won a Linkin Park concert. So, and we got close on we got close on another one. So like, dude, you could totally make a beat like just with Raul's like quality and his songwriting. If he submitted something, dude, Raul would totally get the right with Mike Shinoda on that track because then he fully writes and produces it with that artist. Like obviously know who it is, and then just puts it out with them. It's crazy.
I'd freak out, bro. I'd freaking cry. Dude, I don't know.
And then from there, make it a Nevertel song, and it's like,
Nevertel. Yeah.
It's a collab. No.
That'd be lit. That'd be crazy.
Turns into a record. Turns into barbecues at Mike's house every
year. Exactly.
With his family, yeah.
Nothing better than barbecues with Mike Shinoda's family.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the end goal for this podcast too. I can't believe we're aligned like that.
Yeah,
that's our end goal too. 2 years from now,
we're gonna meet up like 4 4th of July's from now randomly at a Mike Shinoda, like you know.
Like, oh shit, you guys made it to the barbecue too.
Like, oh shit, you guys made it to the guest list.
Imagine. You crazy.
Fucking VIP lanyard in his backyard. It's like, oh yeah, this is Mama Shinoda. Like,
this is Mama Shinoda.
Mama Shinoda.
This is Baby Park.
Yeah,
baby.
God.
I'm sorry, that was my fault.
You're good.
That was funny. I encourage it.
I fuck with it.
That was like one of those all right moments.
I was like, all right, so settle down.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, in terms of like overall questions, I think we really only had one more for the two of you, and that was ultimately like, what does the future of Nevertel hold, and what takeaways from this album cycle, which may be hard to answer because the album's not out yet, but are there any takeaways like from this album cycle that you would use to shape your new material going forward?
I'll take takeaways. Raul, do you want to talk about future plans?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Perfect.
All right. So we divvy it up, boys. All right. So I think some big takeaways for the record, like if you just want to know like what things are sounding like, you know, like what we're like writing, what we're talking about, or what we're throwing around. It's like probably closer to like, I think New Friend would probably say.
Oh yes, yeah, you got us excited.
Yeah. Closer to like New Friend. If I would say like songs to watch for like what's kind of inspiring us, or like what things we're like, you know, doubling down on. Definitely that. And just I don't know, like we're that's part of the song. I would say if you're really digging that song, you'll probably really dig some of the newer stuff. If you know from what it might be, you know, that's just where sonically things are heading.
Right.
Seem to head. But it's still different. Like, you know, like it's not going to sound exactly like that. Like, but it's just like a feeling, you know,
that vibe,
that feeling you get when listening to that song, you know. So, that's what's kind of that's kind of I guess what all I can say what the future holds for us, and then maybe Raul, you can tell them what we got planned.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, just planning on trying to find a tour, you know, for when COVID kind of starts to die down and the vaccines are out more. And I think obviously we're doing it now, but we're no longer just like going to sit on a huge cycle and then go into write more music and then drop. Like, you know, I think you're going to be getting way more music from us from now on, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're just always constantly writing, you know, and like I said earlier, I don't know what it's gonna be, if it's a EP, album, single, we don't know, but we're always gonna be writing. We're trying to be on the internet, like we're trying to be in your face on the internet, you know what I mean? We're
trying to slowly take over your ads feed.
Honestly, yeah. wanna inspire. I think that's a big thing for us. Just inspire Joey in Cleveland to pick up the guitar and make a band and stuff like that. So
look, I know it's not our people. We all gotta look out for Joey.
We all gotta look out for Joey, dude.
Yo, Joey out there, Joey out there on Spotify right now. He's like, man, that's me. I'm Joey from Cleveland.
Yeah, he's like, Joey, that's me, dude.
I'm the only one.
Yeah,
exactly. Spoke directly to him.
Yeah. I know that's not really the future, but
yeah,
the future is Joey from Cleveland.
The future is Joey.
The future aspirations. Joey's been reached. Pack it up.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Joey
I think another good I think another good perk of what we do too is just like not only inspiring but like meeting people, dude. Like I've really been enjoying just like meeting and talking to the people that like our music and like our band and are also creatives or also do something like stream or run a podcast or like write blogs or like do any other thing in the space, like just like even still music, like just meeting people and like working with them in any capacity or like figuring out what they're working on or picking their brain. Like that's just like that's really cool.
Yeah.
Make sure you got Canada on that tour list because I'll come and say hi to you.
Definitely go and hit up Virginia. You'll be getting Justin and Derek.
Hell yeah!
I thought he was moving.
True.
That's true.
We're gonna
That's true.
That day and it'll already be like packed.
Yeah. So yeah. Sorry guys.
Yeah.
Damn.
I just went to the house across from me. I don't know. I don't know make it.
Exactly.
We'll play a house show. It'll just be in your house and then invite whoever you want. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah. But yeah. Thank you guys for having us on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. So I guess as we start to wrap up this episode, let's show social media once again. You can never get enough of that. Feel free to follow us, the podcast, at Hivemind Radio _ on Instagram and Twitter to keep up to date with what we're doing. If we're doing after hours, if we're doing another one of our monthly recaps and all that. And sometimes some shit posting as well. That occasionally happens. Jeremy, Raul, if you guys want to show any of your socials, go for it.
Yeah, if you want to follow us, Instagram first is probably where we're like the most active. It's Nevertel Official, and then on Twitter it's Nevertel US, and Facebook you just search Nevertel. YouTube just YouTube Nevertel. We are I think we're looking into putting out. Are we putting out like a little like vlog series about writing the record, Raul?
Yeah.
I edited like a long time ago during like the pandemic for those 2 weeks that we were like completely locked down. I edited a lot of footage from like the initial like back in January when we were like sitting down and talking about the record and writing. So there's like a little bit of a series, that will get posted on YouTube. So follow the YouTube. We post stuff. Yeah. We post stuff like that sometimes. We try to have fun with it. Do live streams. Q&A. So just follow us there if you guys want to just keep up to date with us. I think YouTube and Spotify and Instagram were like probably the biggest takeaways if you're looking to connect with us.
Yeah.
Or email us if you use email. I don't know. Say what's up.
Or aim us if you.
Yeah. nevertelofficialband@gmail.com. Just, send me a PDF. I don't give a shit.
You get somebody coming in like, I got this physics homework due tomorrow. Jeremy, you got me? You're like, what's up?
I got you, bro.
I heard about the barbecue with Mike Shinoda. Like,
yo.
Dear Jeremy, my name is Joey. I'm from Cleveland.
I heard you wanted me to pick up the guitar and write a song.
Yeah, exactly.
It all comes together.
I have homework, so can you please do my homework?
Exactly. Can't pick up the guitar until done with Calc 2 here, so trying to integrate this for me real quick, Jeremy. Thanks. Love Joey.
Yeah. Got you, Joey. God. Email me your homework, Joey. Let's go, dude. Let's talk.
If you're out there, Joey, hit up the homie.
All the Joeys, not just email.
Yeah, exactly.
Only Joey
so
from
many
Cleveland.
emails from Joey's. Yeah.
Joey from Ontario, we don't want him. Joey from
we
Las
don't
Vegas,
want him.
fuck off.
What about Jason?
Especially Las Vegas, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, mention before we close this out then?
The album.
No, dude, I think that's it, dude. Just you guys can still buy the record. So if you want to buy the record, just head to our website, www.nevertel.com, nevertelband.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the time of releasing this, the album will be out, so you can go listen to that as well.
We send them out ourselves, so support local bands.
Yeah, and you guys are currently at 80,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I'm ready to see that shoot up when the album goes out.
I hope
so.
Yeah,
I hope so, dude. Let's. We submitted this song to like Spotify editorial, so fingers crossed we get placement again. Hoping for more than one, but at least one would be good for the launch, you know.
Well, let's see y'all break 100,000 monthly listeners.
That's the goal, man. Especially with New Friend coming out and some people from like Andromeda's page coming over. Like it's not like a collaboration, but it's a feature. So you know, people naturally getting fed that. It's going to be fed on there. You know, so we'll get a ton of like new fans that he's been gaining attention on the song. So I think it could be possible with the release of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, with that being said, I think it's time to wrap things up. Thanks to everyone for listening. If you made it all the way to the end, we appreciate you. And we'll be back probably with another recap episode before our next After Hours. But yeah, that's gonna be it from us. Jeremy and Raul, thanks for your time again. Appreciate it. Had a lot of fun doing this.
Thank you.
A lot of fun getting to know you guys more, and
absolutely.
I kind of understand this album more.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. This was really fun.
No worries.
All right, that's gonna be it. Thanks for listening.
Have a good one, guys.
Get these guys.
Bye. Peace out.